Hi everyone, my name is Mariana and I am part of Assure for Life. This space is created for you and also we think all the time in your mental health. I'm so happy and honored to be with you in this space and also to share with you some kind of knowledge important to you and also for your family. We are here for you, standing by your side in every step. I would like to tell you a little bit more about what we're going to talk today. But before of that, I would like to ask you, please leave your comments and also your questions if you want to further in other topics, or also if you have questions about this specific topic. Now, I would like to tell you why we are here and also what is the topic. The topic today is the habits to keep physical health after 60th age. Why we choose this topic? Because we are trying to recognize the importance of the old age in our lives. It's important to understand that all we're going to live that stage in our lives. So it's important to understand what kind of changes we're going to deal through our lives in this specific state in our lives. So I would like to tell you a little bit more about health habits that we have to know and we have to improve in our lives in this stage of our life and also in this age. Now I would like to tell you a little bit more about a biological point of view, because tell you a little bit more about the 60th age is know a little bit more about accumulation of some damage or molecular damage that we're going to deal in this 60th age and after that age. We're going to have some increase of risks of have disease and also ultimately the death during this time of our lives. So it's important to understand that we have to know the important to know how is our lives and how will be our lives, or how is our lives now with 60th age. Now, I would like to tell you that in addition of these biological changes, and we're going to through some stage in our lives, so life transitions going through this 60th age process. So we're going to have the retirement and also the moving to more appropriated housing, and also we're going to lose some friends and partners through this stage of life, and we're going to search for a new style of life through this 60th age. Now I would like to profound in something important, that is the facts and figures that we have according to the OMS. One of them is that between 2015 and 2050, the percentage of planet inhabitants over the age of 60 will nearly double from 12% to 22%. That means that we're going to have the double of old people around the world. And that is an important fact, because we have to increase the consciousness about the mental health and also around the world, how we're going to care to our health through the life and also through this specific stage of life after the 60th age. Other fact that we have is in 2020, the number of people of age 60 years or older surpasses the number of children under the age of 5. So we're going to have the double older people, more than 5 years children. So now it's important to recognize what we're going to teach to the children and what we're going to teach to the older people, and how we're going to live together in the same world and also in the same generation. How we're going to communicate and how that fact will impact to the humanity in that stage. Now, other fact that we have that by 2050, the 80% of older people will live in low and middle income countries. That is bad news, because we're going to have low cost life, and also we're going to have a big demand of mental health in these specific low cost countries. So now it's a fact that we have to know that why this kind of people is associated some kind of point with low cost of life, and why we're not going to take care of these people in other countries or developed countries. Other fact, and the last, is that the pace of population again is much faster than in the past. Now we're going to have more people all the time, so now we're going to have more older people through the time. We're going to have more people, and also the percentage to live a long life are bigger than 30 or maybe 40 years before. Now we have a lot of more people and also a long life. So it's important to have that fact, and also important to increase the way that we're going to be careful with these people, older people that we're going to have in the future, a lot of them. Now, knowing all these facts in figures, I would like to tell you a little bit more about the physical and also physiological natural effects after the 60th. And between these important effects that we're going to have after the 50s, the 60 years old, we're going to have a little bit more of disease. We're going to have some illness through the time. There you will see some kind of them: hearing loss, back and neck pain, chronic obstruction and pulmonary disease, diabetes, depressions, and dementia. There are some kind of illness that we're going to have through the time we get older. But it's important to understand that this is not only that will affect our lives. It's not only the physical part of our life that will decrease. Also, our mental health will decrease. With some people will get depressions, and also other people will get Alzheimer or dementia. And it's important to understand how we're going to deal with that to that stage of our life. For that reason, we would like to give you these important facts through the time, why we're going to be careful with this mental health decrease, and also this health decrease we're going to deal in this stage of life. It's important to know all these important facts in order to understand something important after this. If we have good habits, we're going to understand and have a good older life. If we have the habit to take care of ourselves, to consult to the doctor and take care of our health, we're going to have a better older life. And we can also stop, or maybe we are going to deal with these illness that I told you before. It's important to understand that if we previously have good habits, we're going to have a good older life. Knowing this, I would like to tell you a little bit more about the habits and what is a habit and why it is important to have good habits, and asks why we have to ask about it. The habits, as we can see, is the result of an action, and we repeat frequently and automatically in our daily lives. It's something that we do all the time, and it's something that we repeat most of the time, like brush our teeth and also taking off our shoes every day when we came to home, and also turn off the lights when we have to go out. That is something that we do many times, all the time, and it is like a habit. But it's something different when we have health habits in our lives. For that reason, it's important to understand why this habit is something that I do regularly, and how I can bring to my life new health habits also in this older age. Because these new habits that I have to bring to my life in this stage of life will give me the chance to have a health older age. It's important to ask to you, and also I will invite to you that ask, why are you having these old habits or these present habits? And maybe they are good for you, they are good for your life, and if you are agree with them, and also if you're going to have in the 60th age, it's important to understand if we're going to is still having this kind of habits through our lives. Ask to you, and also ask in your home if your grandma or if your grandpa have good habits or bad habits. And also, if you are seeing this and you are more than 60 years, ask to yourself if you have good habits, or if you would like to change the ones that you have right now. Now, understand, the habits represent approximately the 40% of our behaviors in a given day. So if we have good habits all the day, we're going to have good results at the end of the year, or at the end of 10 years, or at the end of our lives. Knowing this, I would like to tell you a little bit more about what is meant by a physical habit activity after 60th. This question is about physical activity and what is important in our health, and also what is important in this stage of life. The physical activity is not only move your body, it's also move your mind, and also move all the things that are important for you to change or move from one stage to other stage in your life. Physical activity implies also to increase an habit, and for the reason I spoke to that before. What is an habit, and if you have a good habit right now, and if you would like to have a good older life, what kind of habits you have to increase, improve, or is still having. Knowing this, the physical activities is any movement of the body that works your muscles and requires more energy and also rest. But then you will have to understand that it's not only do your normal activities in your home. It's not only cooking or walk through the store. It's also exercise your body, and also have this practice almost 3 or 4 days per week. like walking, running, dancing, swimming, yoga, and gardening are some examples of physical activity. This is a real physical activity. And also, it's important to understand this phrase. To stay healthy, people over 60 should try to be active on a daily basis and aim for at least 150 minutes, almost 2 or 3 hours, of physical activity during a week through a variety of activities. So if you already have activities in your home, with your family, with your friends, add these physical activities, yoga, swimming, running, or walking. This is important to add in your new habits to have a good older life. Now, it's important to understand before to start these physical activities, prior engaging in physical activities. It's important to training should be progressive. Start one step by one. Don't try to exhaust your body and push your body in a way that can be fatigue at the day of the end of the day. It's important to try to train in a progressive way. Know your body, understand your body, and then you can still with a routine of 3 or 2 days per week. Something that is also important, try to make a goal every single day. If you start with 20 or 30 minutes, try to achieve a goal of 1 hour the next day or the next week. This is important to understand that your body can develop some abilities, and also you can face these kind of physical activities with the step by step that can also demand this progressive ability that you will develop with the time. And also this is really important, and this a nice way to have a way to communicate with your family and also with your friends. Create a group with families or with friends where you can do some physical activities together, and create a group just only to, I don't know, walk or a new place that you would like to have this connection with them, and also start a new habit and health habit with the people that you feel comfortable and also support. This is important in this stage. So if you are older or if you have more than 60 years, avoid competitions and violence effort. Remember that your body is in a decrease, so your body is not the same that you have or the same that you knew when you have 20. This body is now with not enough strength that you think before. So it's important to accept that and avoid that kind of activities, violence or of competitions, because that can demand a lot to your body, and then you can also increase some physical illness in the future. Now, this is also very important. Choose the right equipment. Buy adapted shoes and clothing where you feel comfortable. Choose that you can run 1 hour or 2 and you still feeling comfortable. The shoes and the clothes are very important when you're going to have a physical activity. Beware of hypothermia and also be a dietitian. This is important to always take care of your body. It also needs of you. Take care of that kind of details of your body. If you need water, if you be in a disturbed place, take care of your body. And also, if you are a very cold weather, take care of yourself with a coat or with a sweater. Knowing this, I would like to give you some important or various physical activities that you can start to practice in this old age. Remember, that is not something that we are telling you just to stop your regular life. It's something that we are telling you because we would like to care of you and also give you some other point of view of this stage of life and see in the best way. So there you will have walking or jogging on soft surfaces, climbing stairs. This is important. You can start in your home, climbing the stairs in your home, and also then you can start to climb maybe a mountain, or maybe you can climb other stairs in a wall marker. You can start one step by step, and then you will have the habit. Gardening, practicing knitting, and practicing aerobics, practicing dancing. And this is pretty good because you don't going to only practice a physical activity with dancing, you're going to practice a mental activity with dancing. And various chores, you're going to have sweeping, mopping, and cleaning windows if you do that in your home. Remember to still increasing these activities in your home. Remember to be active also in your home, and that will help you a lot. And also, what kind of other advice that we can bring to you is that you can use your social media, or also the social media of your grandchildren, to create a new routine in some specific topic, that you will have some easy tutorials to have a little bit more knowledge, that you can have physical activities in your home if you feel comfortable in home, or some tutorials of what kind of time is better for you in this old age, and then that will help you in these physical activities that you will increase with the time. Now, knowing this, is important to understand that you will have to know your own limits. You have to know that the appropriate space for this exercise is according to your abilities, and try to understand that you will have a time to understand and increase your own abilities at your time. Remember that you have now more than 60 years, so take your time to understand your own limits, and pays to practice an exercise that you enjoy for yourself, because you like it, because you feel comfortable, and start to knowing that will give you the confidence and also the motivation to complete this new physical activity. This is important to know also, that choose a physical activity that promotes your well-being, and exercise leagues 3 times per week. It's important to increase the physical activity, movement, and also you will develop abilities and strength to demand to your body some physical demands that the activities that you will like will demand you in the process. So it's important to choose one activity that promotes your well-being, and also do it 3 times per week. And before of all this, remember to consult to your doctor, and if it's good for you to start this new exercise routine, or if you have something that you have in account because you have something that before um, didn't give you the chance because your body or your knees or your back is not in a good moment. So the doctor will give you the best advice to start a new physical activity. Now, I would like to tell you one of the most important things before to start this physical activity habits, and is the motivation. The motivation is key to change. Why is that? Because the motivation is something that will change with the time, and also is a dynamic that we have all the time through the life, and the motivation will give us the powerful and the strength to continue with something that we would like to do. And we will see two different motivations. One of them is extrinsic motivation. Is provoked from outside the person, depending of someone who generates the motivation. This kind of motivation will become of something that will have out of us. One people, or maybe a goal that we have because we would like to be recognized by others. This kind of motivation will end with the moment that we achieved. This motivation is associated to other people, is out of us. And the second one is the one that we have to focus in this time, and is the intrinsic motivation. It activates the person from within and doesn't depend on external factors. It's a tendency inherent to the human being. This is something that will burn from ourselves. This is something that will give you the strength to performing something that you would like to always do through your life. That don't depends of the other people, that don't depends of the recognition of other people, that depends only of your the way that you would like to go with your life. That will be this kind of motivation. Some examples of this is curiosity, competence and recognition, acceptance, autonomy, and interests. Knowing these two kind of motivation types, I would like to tell you now some important advices I can tell you that we have to keep in mind after 60th age. One of them is balanced nutrition. It's not only have physical activity, also we have to be careful with the food, because it's not the same that we can eat or also we ate at the 20 or at the 30. We're going to have a different diet in this stage of life. So we have to be careful of what kind of things we're going to buy in the supermarket, or try to read what kind of vitamins or sugar or what kind of things are good for your body, and also be careful with that kind of things with the balanced nutrition. And also consult to your doctor what kind of things are good for you now, and have in account your stage of life in this moment. Also, it's important to know what kind of foods will contribute with your different types of life that you have now. If you have to live some food that you like too much, then you will have to deal with that and make the effort to left or eat it the less possible. The second is maintain a healthy mind. As we age, is essential to perform daily tasks normally. This is the mental stage that we would like to tell you a little bit more. Try to be in contact with the people that you love, and also try to talk a lot. Try to remember a lot. Try to greet your life or your memories important for you. And remember as much as possible to play some puzzle plays or letter subs or handicrafts, any other mental plays that you can be useful for you. Try to work this brain and also this organ that you have. It's pretty important to exercise your cognition in this stage of life. So try to play puzzle, letter sub, handicraft, and also greet and read most of the time that you did it before. Other of our topics that we have, or well, our advice that we have for you is socialization in the early is necessary. This is important because we need to be social integration. That is natural in this human being space. This is fundamental to be a social human being. Try all the time to be part of a senior group or serve to a community. It's important to keep in mind people that I already know that they dedicate this stage of life after the 60th age to serve a community because they have time, they have energy, and they have the heart to serve to a community. So if you feel the call, or also if you have that energy to serve to a community, do it and be in contact with the people. Talk about your story, talk about what kind of things you learned in your life. That kind of things are important to a community, so be part of that. Also, understand that it is a moment in your life that it is important to engage, to spend more time with your loved ones who are still alive. If you have grandsons, if you have also your son or daughter alive, try to spend time with them the most time that you can. And it's important to connect with them, talk about this stage of life, something that you need and something that you feel uncomfortable in your life. That will be really important because this will help you with your health and also to deal with this stage of life in the best way. And the last but not least is sleep is vital for maintaining a favorable state of health. This is a truth that I would like to always tell you. As a clinical psychologist, I always ask to my patients how much time you sleep every single day. Why I ask this? Because it's important to rest every single day. This will help you every single day with the activities that produce a more positive and energetic mood. So you will have a better mood every single day if you sleep the enough time. In this stage of life, after 60th, you will decrease the time of sleep. So maybe you will sleep like 6 or 5 hours, but try to do it every single day. Sleep well. then you will have a quality of sleep, you will have a more energy and also positive mind every single day. So knowing all this, having all these advices, I would like to give you whole resume of this topic. Remember to increase your good habits. One of them is the physical activities after the 60th year age old. And also I would like to tell you a little bit more. So your mental health is important in this stage of life. So you have to increase the activities that will give you this chance to be sure of your life and also with the connections with the people. Remember these last advices that I provide you, and also remember that we have for you a lot of benefits and services as Assure for Life company. If you are not member of Assure for Life, you can follow us through our different channels that we have. We have our website that you can see. We have on Instagram, and also we have Facebook. We have a YouTube channel, and also we have an email and an WhatsApp number where you can contact if you would like to be member of Assure for Life. And if you are already member of Assure for Life, you have this benefit with no additional charge, that is psychological counseling. And if you are in grief in this moment, individual or familiar, you will have 3 free sections per year for every grief that you will have per year. And if you have other reason, you can also consult in us, and you will have 1 per year. There you have our contacts, and remember that we do all this because we careful about your quality of life. We are Assure for Life, and we would like to give you a fullness life, and that is our purpose as a company and also as a members of that community.